SLT Mobitel Home Broadband සමගින් non-stop ගමනකට data බෝවන්. SLT Mobitel Home Broadband සමගින් non-stop ගමනකට data බෝවන්.
දසනකාන්තී චූර්ණය සහිත ලීවර් ආයුෂ් දන්තාලේපය දත්වල ඇති ප්‍රශ්න 10ක් වළකයි.
Tonight, diplomatic spat. Colombo-based Indian and Chinese mission engulfed in tug-of-war over Sri Lanka's sovereignty as a nation to make its own decisions. Expressions of interest. 24 international companies eye petroleum business ventures in Sri Lanka as the island looks to broaden fuel suppliers in the country. Restart. Former Minister Dr. Ramesh Pathirana says government aims to promote tertiary education to reverse misfortunes of the past and to restart the education system by 2024. No truth. Ceylon Petroleum Corporation reassures that there is no shortage of fuel, requests the public not to fall prey to baseless rumours. All this and much more coming up tonight on First at 9. This Sunday, the 20th of August 2022.
වින්දියර මිලිලීටර් 100 ස්මාර්ට් පැක් එක රුපියල් 85ට දැන් වෙළඳ පොලේ.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to AdaDerana 24's English News. I'm Andrew Bernard. On a top story for tonight, Sri Lanka is once again in the limelight of a diplomatic tug-of-war between India and China as the Indian embassy accused the Chinese envoy in Colombo of violating basic diplomatic etiquette in reference to an article he published on Friday regarding the Yuan Wang-5 vessel's visit to Sri Lanka. Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Chi Jeng-hong, accused certain forces of interrupting with the Sri Lankan government's decision to allow the Yuan Wang-5 vessel to dock at the Hambantota port. In response to the Chinese envoy's article, a spokesperson for the Indian envoy in Colombo reacted that Sri Lanka is now in need of support and not unwanted pressure or unnecessary controversies to serve another country's agenda. On Friday, Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka Chi Jeng-hong published an article drawing parallels between the visit of US Speaker of House Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan and the controversy that shrouded the visit of the Yuan Wang-5 vessel to Sri Lanka. The ambassador pointed out that even though both incidents are different on the surface, both share the need for China and Sri Lanka to jointly safeguard each other's sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity. In the article, the ambassador accused certain forces of interfering with the Sri Lankan government's decision to approve a foreign vessel's port call at Hambantota or any other port for replenishment. Ambassador Chi highlighted that external obstruction based on so-called security concerns without any evidence from certain forces is de facto, and a thorough interference in Sri Lanka's sovereignty and independence, especially since the scientific research activities of Yuan Wang-5 comply with the international law and common international practice. Given this backdrop, the Indian embassy in Sri Lanka responded to the remarks conveyed by the Chinese ambassador through his article yesterday. The Indian embassy, taking to Twitter, said that Ambassador Chi Jeng-hong's violation of basic diplomatic etiquette may be a personal trait or a reflection of a larger national attitude. It added that the Chinese ambassador's views of Sri Lanka's northern neighbour may be coloured by how his own country behaves, but assured that India is different. Further, the embassy noted that imputing a geopolitical context to the visit of a purported scientific research vessel is a giveaway by the Chinese ambassador. In addition, it stated that opaqueness and debt-driven agendas are now a major challenge, especially for smaller nations, and that recent developments are a caution. The Indian embassy went on to say that Sri Lanka is in need of support and not unwanted pressure or unnecessary controversies to serve another country's agenda. For almost 1 month, Sri Lanka was in the crosshairs of a sensitive diplomatic situation following the announcement of the Chinese research vessel Yuan Wang-5's visit to the Hambantota port for replenishment. India initially voiced its dissatisfaction over the vessel's arrival to the island, citing security concerns. The Yuan Wang-5 vessel had departed the Hambantota port on Monday the 22nd after docking at the port on the 16th of August. Now, Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara announced today that 24 foreign companies have expressed interest to engage in petroleum business in Sri Lanka. He added that the ministry will evaluate the proposals submitted by the companies and finalize the process in 6 weeks. Meanwhile, despite the long queues seen outside refilling stations, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation reassured that steps are being taken to distribute fuel across the country and that the public should not believe in rumors of a fuel shortage in the country. Vehicle owners in Colombo and suburbs are once again seen in long queues awaiting near refueling stations. With the implementation of the National Fuel Pass based on a QR code system, the situation of extensive queues at refueling stations immediately ceased. Given the present situation, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation urges people to not fall prey to rumors of a shortage in fuel supply. The CPC, issuing a statement today, said that there are adequate stocks of diesel, petrol and kerosene oil to be supplied across the country without any shortage. They added that the Sapugaskanda refinery has recommenced operations and necessary steps have been taken to continue refining fuel. Accordingly, all fuel types including diesel, petrol and kerosene will be produced at the Sapugaskanda refinery and imported fuel will be made available through the Kolonnava and Mutrajawala storage terminals. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation informs that necessary procurement for future fuel demand is ongoing and requested the public not to be misled by false rumors that claim of a fuel shortage. The statement went on to say that the CPC is working to reduce congestion at refilling stations by speedily distributing the petroleum products. In the meantime, the Minister of Power and Energy Kanchana Wijesekara said that 24 companies from the UAE, Saudi Arabia, USA, China, India, Russia, UK, Malaysia, Norway and the Philippines have submitted proposals for the expression of interest to engage in the petroleum businesses in Sri Lanka. Taking to Twitter, he said that a committee appointed by the Ministry of Power and Energy will evaluate the proposals, issue requests for proposals and finalize the process in 6 weeks. The Ministry of Power and Energy recently published advertisements requesting for expressions of interest from reputed companies established in petroleum-producing countries for importation, distribution and selling of petroleum products in Sri Lanka on long-term agreements. Now, the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka announced that it has approved power cuts of 3 hours for tomorrow. Accordingly, groups A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V and W will have a power interruption of 1 hour and 40 minutes during the daytime and 1 hour and 20 minutes during the night. Group CC will have 2 hours and 30 minutes of power cuts from 6 am to 8:30 am. In the meantime, groups M, N, O, X, Y and Z meanwhile will have power cuts of 3 hours from 5:30 am to 8:30 am. Now, the Sri Lanka police seeks public assistance in identifying several more suspects who are accused of forcibly entering the premises of the Presidential Secretariat and damaging its properties. In a communique, the Police Media Division said that relevant persons were identified from the videos and photographs taken during investigations regarding the incident that took place on the 9th of July. As the identity has not yet been confirmed, the police also request the public to contact the following phone numbers or WhatsApp if they have any information about the suspects. The photographs of the 72 suspects have been released by the Sri Lanka police and the general public can divulge any information on the numbers 011 083 049, 0756 371 563 and the hotline 1997.
කාලගුණය කොහොමුණත් රයිනෝ නං වාලට සේෆ් තමයි මුළු ගෙදරම. Rhino Cement Roofing Sheets. Then you know Rhino. I know.
Big 3.
Welcome back. Now, the results of the 2021 GC Advanced Level Examination was released online today by the Department of Examinations. The 2021 Advanced Level Examination was held from the 7th of February and the 5th of March across 2,438 centres island-wide. A total of 236,035 school applicants and 36,647 private applicants sat for the examinations. Commissioner General of Exams LMD Dharmasena said that 149,946 school applicants have qualified for university admission, while 21,551 private applicants have also qualified to enter universities. Meanwhile, the results of 49 candidates who had faced the exam have been suspended. The Commissioner General of Examinations also informed that the date for submitting the applications through the online system for re-security of results will be announced later. Results can be viewed on the websites www.donets.slk and www.resultsexams.gov.lk. The Minister of Industries and Plantation, Dr. Ramesh Patirana, says knowledge impact of the fourth industrial revolution on Sri Lankan students will make Sri Lanka a developed nation in the future. Addressing an event of the Sri Lanka Institute of Textiles and Apparel, Dr. Patirana said it is timely to think about tertiary education of the country critically, adding that the government expects to reverse and restart the country's education system in 2024.
Since we gained independence in 1948, after 450 years of colonialism, having governed 73 years by democratic means, have we achieved something reasonable for this country? This is the vital question that we need to answer. At the time, since we gained independence, with limited assets we have reasonably invested in Sri Lankan health sector and education sector. Sri Lanka is considered as one of the best countries in the world by World Health Organization, providing best quality healthcare at a very reasonable and lower cost. In education sector also, we are doing reasonably well. We had only one university in this country, University of Ceylon, at the time of gaining independence from the Britishers. We have 20 state universities today. Last one was opened in Vaunia about a year ago. We had only 3,000 schools in the country. We have 10,000 schools in the country. So we have added 7,000 more schools during last 73 years. We have recorded phenomenal growths in infrastructure, healthcare, education, a lot of other sectors, never mind the economic sector. Unfortunately, the investment that has gone into the education sector has not paved the way for the Sri Lankan economic sector to develop. Whatever the investment that has gone in, we have produced graduates. 40,000 are coming out every year. Out of that, 25,000 are unemployed. So the successive governments have to certain times provide opportunities en masse. In 2020, we enrolled 50,000 graduates, those who are unemployed. They are sitting at AG offices, different government departments, without doing anything reasonable. So it's timely that we look at the education sector critically. We're going to completely reverse and restart the Sri Lankan education system from 2024 at least. So this is timely that we look at Sri Lankan tertiary education system critically. We will achieve the status of a developed nation during our lifetime. How are we going to achieve that one is the different question. Why we didn't come to that position for last so many years? Because our children were far behind in relation to reaching the benefits of the first, second and third industrial revolutions. Asian people have reached the benefits of first, second and third industrial revolutions nearly 150 years after the world had seen them. But it's very much different in the fourth industrial revolution. All of us know about that. Our students, those who are aged 5 to 10 years, they know about robotics, they know about innovation, they know about automation, they talk about 3D printing, artificial intelligence. The knowledge imparted from the fourth industrial revolution are very much available in Sri Lanka, and our students are learning parallel to the world people. So that gap is very much sealed now. That knowledge imparted from the fourth industrial revolution will surely take Sri Lanka forward, and our country will surely become a developed nation within our lifetime.
Now, 3 suspects have been arrested with a large quantity of drugs, including cocaine, hash and kush cannabis, worth with the estimated street value of 230 million rupees. The drugs were seized in a raid carried out by officers of the Paliagoda police station who were on a night mobile patrol in the area near the State Engineering Corporation in Paliagoda on the Paliagoda-Nigama Road. The suspects were arrested with 1 kilogram of cocaine, 24 kilograms and 500 grams of hash, 8 kilograms of kush cannabis, along with a jeep and a 3-wheeler. The arrested suspects are aged 33, 34 and 49 years and have been identified as residents of Vattala and Natandi areas. Police officers who had carried out the raid had observed several individuals unloading and loading certain items into a jeep and a 3-wheeler parked in a suspicious manner on the roadside. Later, the officers had visited the location and found 3 persons with 3 cardboard boxes and 4 pieces of luggage which were found inside the jeep and three-wheeler. During further inspection of those boxes and luggages, the stocks of drugs were found in them. Now, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says members of the Sri Lanka Puduchana Peramuna are against a decision to appoint members of the main opposition Samagi Jana Balawegaya to the chairmanship of both the Committee of Public Enterprise and the Committee of Public Accounts. Addressing the Yapahu electorate meeting of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, he alleged that the Sri Lanka Puduchana Peramuna party is afraid of their corruption being exposed through the COPE and COPA investigations.
දැන් මෙන්න පහුගිය පක්ෂ නායක රැස්වීමේ එකඟතාවයක් තිබුණා කෝප් එකේ කෝපා එකේ සභාපතිකම විපක්ෂයට ලබා දෙන්න. නමුත් ඒකට පොහොට්ටුවේ മന്ത്രിවරු විරුද්ධ වෙලා. දැන් බලන්න මේ කරපු ප්‍රෝඩාව තත්ත්වයේ උණුසුම් වෙනකොට පොහොට්ටුවේ කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම එක්ක හොයලා ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් පත් කරගත්තා. ජනාධිපතිවරයා කියනවා සර්වපාක්ෂික ආණ්ඩුව හදන්නයි කියලා. එහෙම කියන ගමන් සමගි ජන බලවේගයට වැඩ කරපු ප්‍රාදේශ සභා නගර සභා മന്ത്രിවරුන්ව අස් කරලා දමනවා. ඒකත් සිදු වෙන ගමන් පොහොට්ටුවේ മന്ത്രിවරු කියනවා නෑ කෝප් එකේ කෝපා එකේ සභාපතිකම් දෙන්න බෑ විපක්ෂයට. මොකද ඔච්චර බය? කෝප් එකෙන් කෝපා එකෙන් මොනවද කරන්නේ? කොහොම හොරකම් ටික හොයලා බලනවා. දැන් හොරකම් ටික හොයලා බලන්නටත් ඒගොල්ලෝ කියනවා පොහොට්ටුවේම කට්ටිය ඉන්න ඕනේ කියලා.
Now, Dell Technologies said yesterday that it had ceased all Russian operations after closing its offices in mid-August, the latest in a growing list of Western firms to exit Russia. The US computer firm is a vital supplier of servers in Russia, has joined others in curtailing operations since Moscow sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine on the 24th of February. Dell suspended sales in Ukraine and Russia in February, saying it would monitor the situation to determine next steps. Dell spokesperson told Reuters that in mid-August they had closed their offices and ceased all operations in Russia. He said that back in February, they had made the decision to not sell service or support products in Russia, Belarus, and the Donetsk and Lugansk regions of Ukraine, in addition to the already embargoed Crimea. Now, the European Central Bank is planning to increase the interest rates again on the 8th of September due to sky-high inflation and the moves of the US Federal Reserve. Markets were betting on a 75 basis point hike on the 8th of September. The European Central Bank raised rates by 50 basis points to zero last month, and a similar or even bigger move is now expected on the 8th of September. This was partially because of sky-high inflation and partially because of the US Federal Reserve is also moving in exceptionally large steps. Markets were betting on a 50 basis point move on the 8th of September until just days ago, but a host of policymakers speaking on and off record now argue that a 75 basis point move should also be considered. Rate hikes should then continue, the policymakers argued. With rates at zero, the ECB is stimulating the economy and remains far from a neutral rate, which is estimated by economists to be around 1.5%. The rate hikes come even as the Eurozone growth slows and the risk of a recession looms. But the recession will be mostly due to soaring energy costs, against which monetary is powerless. The downturn is also unlikely to weigh on price growth, enough to bring inflation back to target without policy tightening. Now, in schools rugby, St. Joseph's College Colombo and Wesley College Colombo claimed victories in the third and fourth quarterfinals of the President's Trophy today. Both teams will meet each other in the semi-finals. Meanwhile, St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia and league champion Sisipatana 2 secured victories in their respective quarterfinal games to meet each other in the semi-finals of the President Trophy. The third and fourth quarterfinals of the President's Trophy was held this evening in Colombo. St. Joseph's College Colombo, who played with St. Anthony's College Kandy in the third quarterfinal at the Royal College Sport Complex, won 34-14 to proceed into the semi-finals of the President's Trophy. Wesley College Colombo meanwhile secured a comfortable win of 38-0 against Science College Mount Lavinia in the fourth quarter-final and booked their spot in the semi-finals with the winners of the third quarter-final, St. Joseph's College. In the meantime, the first and second quarterfinals of the President's Trophy was held yesterday, where Isipatana College and St. Thomas's College Mount Lavinia claimed victories. Isipatana College, who were the unbeaten league champs, took on Dharmaraja College in the first quarter-final and claimed a comfortable victory of 38-6 over the Rajans to claim their semi-final spot. St. Thomas's College meanwhile defeated Vidyartha College 35-19 in the second quarter-final. The Thomians took the lead in the game as they ended the first half 21-7. In the second half, they added 15 more points. However, Vidyartha was only able to add 12 points to their scorecard. With the victory, Thomians will play the winners of the first quarter-final, Isipatana College, at the semi-finals of the President's Trophy. And that's all we have for you this evening. Join us again tomorrow at the same time. Good night.